What does self-love mean to you?
Do you want to go first?
You get it. You
Okay.
go, girl.
So, I think traditionally we think of self-love as in pampering yourself or going out and getting your nails done, and I have felt like the best form of self-love for myself is knowing when situations and people aren't good for me, and I have to cut people off and situations off because I know that those people aren't going to progress me in my career or my goals. And if they don't align, then you have to be strong enough to love yourself and cut people off. And that's a hard lesson for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important. I think it's huge to realize that self-love needs to come within,
Yeah.
and those external things might give you a temporary self-love, but it's more of a mask and it falls off.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to upkeep if
It
you don't
is.
have it inside.
Mhm.
So I think, like you said, getting rid of people that don't bring you peace,
Mhm.
you won't have love in that way either.
Yeah.
You won't be able to find it. So I think for me, it was realizing that I needed to depend on myself for love.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I was depending on other people to make me feel
Happy.
loved.
Yeah.
And I had to look within it. And, you know, I think it's really hard on women to have self-love because you always want what you don't have,
Right.
you know?
We place our happiness on external factors rather
Yeah.
than ourselves.
Yeah, and society plays a big role in breaking us down. So I think we
Mhm.
have to find it within ourselves and let that stuff go. A big thing I think for me is like I can't follow celebrities
Oh, really?
on social media
Okay.
because
Did you
I'll never
see
look like that. I'll
Okay.
never
unrealistic beauty standards.
yeah,
Okay.
or even lifestyle.
lifestyle.
Their
Yeah.
lifestyle is unattainable.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's important to find all your love within.
That is
Yeah.
a great point for self-love.
Why is self-love so important, and why should we take the time to do this work?
I think without self-love, you can create a lot of unhealthy coping mechanisms and ways to make yourself feel better. Drugs, alcohol, self-abuse, mentally, physically. So I think self-love is really important because you won't fight yourself all the time or try to convince yourself that you're not enough or that you need to be somebody else. I think a lot of women growing up are always thinking, I wish I looked like her, I wish I had what she had, and it's really hard to look within yourself and realize that those girls are probably thinking the same thing about you. They're looking at you thinking that they wish they were you. So yeah, we're all unique and special, and yeah, self-love, baby.
I wish I could say it better, but it's that everything she said, and definitely loving yourself enough to know that people come and go in your life, and the only solid thing you can depend on is really yourself at times. And that can be very scary when sometimes you're alone in the world, or if you don't have any family or friends and it's just you really have to be strong enough to hold yourself on and keep yourself going when others can't, because nobody can be that for you. You have to be that for yourself.
I think the best advice I could give to you guys is that you need to be on your team.
Yeah.
You need to be in your bleachers with your assigned with
Your
your name on it.
cheerleader,
You
yeah.
got to be your own cheerleader. You have to. No one else is gonna be fighting for you the way that you should fight for you, because
Yes.
you're stuck with yourself forever. You should love her.
Do either of you have any experience in how self-love has kind of rescued you from going into a dark place?
Yeah. Well, in high school, I had always been like, I don't know, a size 0. And then I had made a few mistakes in my life, and I ended up becoming pregnant, and I miscarried. But I had that baby weight, and with the depression on top of everything, I just started gaining weight. And I had went up to a place on the scale that I had judged myself for, which I shouldn't have. And instead of teaching myself that I needed to be smaller or skinnier, I taught myself that I needed to do things that I love, such as running. kickboxing, soccer. You know, I really had to throw myself into things that I loved again. And then once I actually fell in love back again with me and myself and what I was doing, those things fell into place. So
Yeah.
I felt like I lost myself there because I didn't recognize me, I didn't recognize my impulses and the addictions I had formed towards food and drinking and stuff like that. So it was a really dark place and it was hard to pull myself out.
Yeah, I think that's why it's so important for people to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
Because without self-love, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know, I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression at a young age, 15, I think. So, you know, I battled with myself for years. All of my life, I was really tiny. And, you know, I lost a friend and, you know, life happens. And I just stopped caring about keeping myself at a certain weight. And like women, your bodies will change.
Yes, they
You know,
will.
I was 18 when I started gaining weight. You know, I started birth control.
Right.
And, your
Yeah.
body's gonna change. You become a different person in different parts of your life. And I think it's important for us to not judge ourselves on that one factor. It's such a small part of who you are. Your personality, the things you do, the people's lives you impact, that's so much more important than the size of your jeans.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's been a long journey. It's an everyday thing, but trying to prioritize yourself, I think, is really important. And yeah, seek help if you need it.
Next one was Populush cares about body positivity. Do you think body positivity ties into self-love? Why or why not?
Yeah, I think you're having companies that advocate for women of all sizes and seeing people that look like you modeling and acting and on TV and on billboards and posters, it's huge, especially for a lot of young women that have unhealthy eating disorders and you know, scattered brains like we did when we were kids. I think it's important to see more diversity in culture. You know, women of color, plus size women, everybody should be included in film and modeling and photography, everything. And I think we're finally getting to somewhere in 2022 where people are starting to diversify, and I think that's huge.
I definitely believe that how you treat others is almost automatically how you treat yourself. So if you have some of the meanest people that I have met have had some of the biggest insecurities, and it's almost only because of those insecurities that somebody has made them feel bad for. So they find other ways to lash out on people because they're not happy with their body and they're not happy with their soul and their self. And it's a lot less about, you know, attaining a perfect standard of what you're supposed to look like, but attaining a standard of what you feel like you deserve, what you feel like you owe yourself.
Yeah.
You should never lose weight or do any of these fad diets that are going to make you skinny, because people will only enter your life then for external factors. They're not entering your life because they care or love you. So yeah.
Do what's best for you, girl. Eat
Yeah.
the pizza,
Eat
go
the
on a
pizza.
run.
Yeah, eat
Like,
pizza,
do what
then
you
go on
want.
a run, and then eat a cupcake.
Right.
Do it again. That's what I do all the time.
Binge watch TV
I
with a
do.
tub of ice cream.
I watch Community with ice cream and
Eat what you want.
Yeah.
But like, you know, do what you want. If you want to exercise and
don't
be
feel
healthy.
bad about it either,
cares?
because every day is a new day to make those changes that you have put off since New Year's. But every day is a new chance to do that. So
Yeah.
And just remember, you could be eating the same thing as somebody who's 100 pounds or size
Yes.
0,
absolutely.
and you don't look the same. Your body's different,
Absolutely.
it's special, it's unique.
Yes.
Just love who you are. I love who you are.
Yes.
I don't even know you, and I love you.
Me
so
too.
There you go.
The last one is, how do Populush products make you feel?
I feel really good in Populush products. I think that, you know, especially just trying everything on and it being all about being comfortable, not about being, you know, you're chest is popped up, or but you're comfortable. You feel good. You feel like the things that you want to wear look great on you, and
Your booty looks good.
yeah,
girl.
it's just there to help accentuate what you already have. So,
Yeah.
I think Populish is A plus.
Yeah, my thick girls out there, get you some Populish. Let me tell you,
Yes, get you
it
some
cinches in my
Populish.
waist and then my butt. Well, let me keep that. But let me tell you, you buy some Populish and then you send me a DM.